some wrestlers like Batista and others have had bad things to say about the power plant, which you were involved in. A lot of the guys said the power plant has no interest in training anybody. They just want to break guys down. What do you feel about that?
They couldn't have been talking about the power plant that I ran.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe one of the, because Batista wasn't even around
right
when I was running the power plant.
Right.
He hadn't even started in the business. I mean, the power plant has been closed since 2001.
Right.
And as far as the days of making people do 1,000 squats and push-ups and beating them up and all that, it's been over for a long, long time. So all we did was try to teach psychology and how to wrestle and try to give some people an insight into, I mean, I got every TV show that was ever done and would show it. So everybody sit down the next day and watch it on a monitor and pick and show, and that was good. No, I shouldn't have done that and everything. So, I mean, yes, back when I started and a lot of other people started, you got Hulk Hogan, first 30 seconds of his first workout. Hero broke his ankle, spit on him, kicked him. Oh, big muscle boy, think you're tough, huh? Want to be a wrestler? When you heal, you'll come back. He healed and he went back. Hero taught him how to wrestle. So, I mean, yes, things were done in a very violent way years ago. Maybe they're done in some place like that now. I don't know. But that definitely wasn't happening at the power plant.
Okay. Were you there for the Orndorff Vader fight?
I had just left.
Oh, so you missed it?
I just left. I had been gone about a month.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd been gone about a month. And Vader was a bully. You know, he was a bully and thought, again, he was frustrated. He always thought he should be the world's champion. He thought he was the best. He thought he was this. He thought he was that. You know, Leon could be a good guy that could be just crazier than a shithouse rat, too. And when I heard what happened, I had to laugh because Paul would always wear flip-flops in the dressing room before he put his boots on. And it's lucky for Vader he was wearing flip-flops, because after Paul punched him and knocked his ass out, he started stomping him. But fortunately, he just had flip-flops on and couldn't really hurt him, or he would have stomped him till he did brain damage. I mean, Paul's another badass.
Yeah.
I played football. He was the Brandon Bull. I mean, I played football, junior high school. I was the guy that wrestled Paul Orndorff when he came down for his first match.
Wow.
When his a friend of his father was on the sheriff's department. Paul and I went to the University of Tampa together. He was just an awesome, awesome athlete that was hot-headed and would fly off the handle. And, you know, I mean, so the wrestling business was perfect for him. But I was the guy that wrestled him his first tryout.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Vader's very lucky that Paul had flip-flops on.
Squeegees, flip-flops. We're covered it all.
And Paul hit him with Paul at that time had the neck atrophy and basically had one arm.
One arm, right?
Yeah, I mean, his one arm was real thin, but his other one was enough to beat Vader. You know.
What was the story with the uncensored match between Barry Darsow and Dustin Rhodes? Were you there for that? There was all controversy.
In the trailer?
Yeah, there was all controversy over that. Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was there. I was the road agent.
So what the hell?
When I got there, I looked at the area that they were going to be wrestling in, and I said, guys, this could be very dangerous. There was jagged things and sharp things and bars and stuff sticking out, and you got a truck driving down the road and public highway. The police didn't block cars or anything off. I mean, I said, this could be a very dangerous situation we got going here. And at that time, if anybody got hit in the nose or got an eye split or anything done, TBS wanted no blood on TV. They would just shut the match off. They didn't show any blood. I mean, and they had a helicopter. They spent a lot of money to do this match in the truck, which was my idea. And so I get out there and I went, wow. I said, if somebody gets hurt and somebody starts bleeding, we've got all this money in this deal. They might just pull it. they might not use it. So I said, try your best under these crazy ass circumstances not to get punched in the nose or punched in the mouth, or, you know, try not to start bleeding, because I don't want them to waste their money and have to can the match. Well, that didn't happen. And Bischoff Jerkoff, because I was the agent, called me in the office, and the day before my contract had come up, and I went in his office. I says, "Hey, Eric, my contract's up. You know, this is after I gave him the winning formula for how to save it. This is after I'd done all that." Well, he didn't want me around, because he didn't want me to meet the other people and them to find out that he was a dumbass and that I had given him all the plans for success. So when I said to the TV engineer that was there, and I don't remember his name now, I said, "What happens if somebody starts bleeding? I mean, what are we going to do?" And he says, "Oh, we've discussed it in a meeting and everything." And he said, "I think it'll be okay." So, okay. Long story short, they were bleeding. I get called in the office, and there was some TV guys sitting around, and I told Eric, I said, "Eric, I told everybody to be as careful as they could. I said, this is going to be a very dangerous situation. Plenty of things to get hurt on. I was concerned if anybody bled, that you would cut it off and not use it, and all the money would have been spent for nothing, and I didn't want that to happen." And he said, "Well," he said, "just go home for a couple of weeks, let the smoke blow over, and everything will be all right." The day before, when I went in and asked for my contract, he said, "Well, I can't really give you a contract." He put his hand out. He shook my hand and he says, "All I can tell you, as long as I've got a job here, you've got a job here. You've done a good job." I went, "Gee, thanks, okay." And then the next day we did the video, and 3 weeks later, he had the chicken shit call me at home and said, "Oh, well," and they used all the footage. They didn't edit. They didn't waste any money. They didn't do anything. People are still talking about the match in the truck, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So he was wanting to get rid of me to protect his own stupidity around other people. And Hogan always brought his entourage. He had Jimmy Hart. He had Eddie Leslie. He had 3 or 4 guys that he always brought in with him. So Bischoff fired me to keep me from talking to his bosses and to free up some money to help pay for the Hogan gang that was coming in. And it was just one of those things. That's that.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.